How's it going, everybody? And welcome to Just Nobody's podcast. I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm your host, Daniel.
And today we're doing a podcast.
Woo.
If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's the one that says subscribe. Didn't know. I need to clarify.
Yeah, I think it's good to always clarify.
Yeah, it's always good. You never know. There might be some, confusion.
Right.
So also hit the like button. If this video gets 7,000 likes, we're going to be giving away a hot toy to you guys. Also, we're doing a giveaway on our Instagram. For Daniel's birthday, we're giving away a Spider-Man hot toy.
Yes, we are.
So make sure you go check out that giveaway if you would like to enter that one. But if you wanted to stay here, 7,000 likes, we're going to be giving away one of these to one of you guys. Also, comment what you want us to talk about next week. As you guys see throughout this video, we took your guys' suggestions from last week, and we're talking about it this week. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Fast.
Quick.
Go. You go.
Oh, okay.
Start.
I wanted to ask you these questions about different movie characters, and if they were put in a fighting scenario, which one would win?
Okay,
so starting off, R2-D2 versus BB-8.
R2-D2.
100%? Now, why do you say that?
Just because plot armor, OG, R2-D2. I mean, look at the guy. I mean,
BB-8 can move a lot better than R2-D2.
That's true. Okay, it's like one of those situations where BB-8 should beat him, but I'm like, R2-D2 has more experience and more knowledge.
That's true. You got to think about this, though, okay?
Okay.
BB-8 is in Battlefront. R2-D2 is not.
R2-D2's never been in Battlefront?
He's not a playable character.
But BB-8 is, right?
BB-8 is.
Well, I guess based on that, we would go with BB-8 winning.
Right.
Because it seems like we don't even know all the abilities that BB-8 has. It seems like he's like Tony Stark with,
That's true.
It just keeps coming out, random things, whatever he needs.
Yeah. Okay. Minions versus Oompa Loompas.
Minions.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they have weapons.
Yeah, I think they're evil villains.
Right. Oompa Loompas, what do they got? I'm going to drown you in the chocolate river? No, like, seriously, though. What do they got?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers?
Gosh, I don't really know those movies too well. I would go with Michael Myers just because, I don't know.
Gosh, I think I would go with Jason Voorhees.
Sorry, you're right. Jason is way bigger, way stronger.
And that guy's, definitely not human at all.
Yeah, you're right. He's not human.
Yeah.
But is Michael Myers human?
That's a good question. I mean, they make it seem like he is, but he's also came back a lot of times.
There's also different storylines within the
Right.
Halloween universe.
Wow, did you just take off your hat?
I've done it before.
Oh, okay.
What's the next one?
Spider-Man, Tom Holland
Okay.
versus Batman.
Which Batman?
Robert Pattinson.
Spider-Man.
Really?
Okay,
I mean,
think about this. If you take Batman's gadgets from him,
okay.
right? Say it's like one of those things where they're fighting street fight.
Right.
No weapons.
Mm-hmm.
You give up the web shooters, right?
Okay.
He still won't get hit technically because he has the spider sense. So
that is true. Okay. Yeah, hand-to-hand combat only, Spider-Man's for sure winning.
Yeah.
But with gadgets,
well, obviously, if you bring gadgets into the mix, Batman's held his own against,
Superman, yeah.
So I want to say Spider-Man, though. I think Spider-Man should. He technically has super strength to a certain degree.
Okay, Iron Man versus the Iron Giant.
Iron Man.
Yeah, I agree. Iron Giant's just too nice.
Yeah. I mean, what does he do? Really?
Yeah, that's true.
Tony Stark was like, click a button and blow him up.
Yeah.
That was easy.
That was the easy one.
Keep commenting what you guys think.
This
who would
one,
win.
this one, okay.
Okay.
Prime, Rocky Balboa versus Adonis Creed.
Really? You're going to do that?
Yeah.
No.
That's a hard one, though.
That is hard.
It would be like exactly when Rocky fought Apollo.
Gosh, that's tough.
But Apollo won that fight.
So they're both in their prime?
Yeah.
Have we seen Adonis Creed in his prime yet? It's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
He's on the rise.
Yeah.
This Creed 3, we should probably see him in his prime.
Right.
Just like how I think we saw Rocky in his prime in Rocky 3.
Yeah. It's a hard one. We'll just leave that one as a tie.
No. This is how we would go. This is how it would go.
Okay.
Rocky 4, Rocky fights Ivan Drago.
Right.
Beats him.
Yeah.
Ivan Drago killed Apollo Creed.
True.
So, if Adonis Creed is like Apollo Creed, then I think you got to give it to Rocky.
But Adonis Creed beat Drago's son.
Yeah, but is Drago's son Drago?
No, that's true.
I think we got to give it to Rocky. Even though Adonis Creed, we haven't seen him in his prime.
Yeah, that's a hard one, though.
Yeah.
Okay. 007 or Jason Bourne?
007.
Really?
Yeah.
007 does have a lot of more, gadgets and everything. He has a lot more experience almost. It seems like I don't know.
I don't know.
But Jason Bourne, that dude can make something out of nothing.
You're right. Jason Bourne is a way better fighter. I think he's a way better fighter. 007 in general. He's obviously like a decent fighter, but Jason Bourne does some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? I got to take back my answer. I think it's Jason Bourne.
It's still a hard one.
It is hard, but I think there's a lot of people that are going to say 007, which I initially said too. But if you really look at the movies, oh, it's hard. I just recalled like the last 007 that just came out.
Yeah.
But would Jason Bourne be in that position? I don't know. Jason Bourne would probably be better than that.
Yeah. Okay. So John Wick or Neo?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Neo.
That's true. Yeah. But hey, man, what if Neo killed John Wick's dog? Then John Wick
Gets
might.
mad.
Yeah.
Okay, Neo
should win.
bullet time, slows down time.
Yeah. He could stop bullets. Like, come on.
Yeah. And
John
the guy could fly.
Yeah.
He could ground and pound the guy. Fly up in the sky and just land right on him.
Right. Okay, Ninja Turtles or Power Rangers?
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I'm going to. But
what?
the Power Rangers have like the Mega Morphers. You know what I mean? Like the big like mechs.
But so does Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? They have some devices too.
They have devices, right? But I don't know.
Okay, well, you never said
Power Rangers have guns and
Yeah, they do, but the turtles have a shell. I think it'll just bounce right off. Well, who do you think? You think the Power Rangers would win?
I think the Power Rangers would win, but I'd be rooting for the Ninja Turtles.
You really think the Power Rangers would win? Have you ever seen the Power Rangers kill anybody?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
They defeat all those monsters.
I thought they kind of just like knock them out.
I thought they actually kill them, and then like all the sparks start flying off.
Oh,
of them.
you're right. You're right. Power Rangers do kill.
This is a hard one too.
No. That's so wrong. Ninja Turtles would totally win. Their training is way more extensive. They know how to utilize weapons way better. You take away the Power Rangers gun, Ninja Turtles win.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They actually had a Ninja Turtles episode where Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles did a crossover.
Really?
You didn't
I don't
ever do
remember that.
Oh my gosh, it's iconic.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they teamed up together.
Wow. Okay, Han Solo or Indiana Jones?
Han Solo or Indiana Jones? I mean, Indiana Jones.
Over Han Solo with a gun?
But
okay.
Oh, Indiana Jones has a gun too.
Okay, but Han Solo has like a laser gun, dude.
So what? Indiana Jones has a gun and a whip. He disarms Han Solo with his whip, grabs the gun, slings it back.
Oh, okay.
Then he's gunless.
I like your logic. Okay, I see.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Remy the Rat from Ratatouille or Stuart Little?
Remy the Rat is smart. Stuart Little is also smart. Remy's a little bit bigger than Stuart Little.
Yeah. He also knows how to use knives.
Right. That is true. Stuart Little, not too bright when it comes to fighting.
No. Just kind of knows.
He's going to wear a sweater vest. Remy's out there out there cooking.
Yeah, I think Remy's going to win that one.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
I think Stuart Little doesn't have it in him. I don't think he has the the capacity to be like, I want to kill someone.
I mean, what's the worst we've seen Stuart Little go through? He survives being in a washing machine for a little bit. You know, like
being chased by a cat.
Yeah. Remy, on the other hand,
got chased by a shotgun, lady with a shotgun.
Yeah, and survived.
Survived
a lightning strike.
And he also works at a 5-star restaurant. Let's just recap here.
Okay.
How does everybody feel? Are we agreeing on these decisions, or you guys feel like we're totally off? Because it's hard when we don't see the audience, right?
Yeah.
They're hearing us say these things, and maybe what we're saying is totally wrong. So let us know if we're like way off or not.
Yeah, comment your answers. We want to hear those answers.
Yeah, I want to read them, and maybe you could convince me why I'm wrong. I think Remy would win.
No, I think Remy would win too.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
He could run way faster than Stuart Little.
But there was a lot of ones in here that could go the other way.
Oh, obviously. Like the Batman versus Spider-Man one, like that's a tough one.
That's a tough one. It's very situational.
Okay, so I have one for you.
Okay.
Miles Morales from the Sony video game for the PS4 and 5.
Oh.
Or Miles Morales from Across the Spider-Verse.
Whoa.
Which one? Which Miles Morales wins?
Wow.
It's you gotta be fast. You gotta be fast.
I think Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Into the Spider-Verse, Miles is able to hone his powers more. Like I feel like he's able to use like the invisibility.
Yeah.
He learns how to use that.
Okay.
In the video game, he doesn't. He doesn't have that.
True. What? Are you? No, yeah, he does.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, what are you talking about? I totally do. There's a whole mission where you're invisible.
Oh my gosh. Wait.
It's pretty evenly matched.
Well, yeah, it's the same character, but what? Oh my gosh.
I think I got to give it to Across the Spider-Verse.
Really?
We're going on like scores. Highest rated superhero movie goes to that.
Gosh. But video game Miles Morales survived a explosion that was gonna wreck the whole city. Think about that. He had all that built up energy and he let it out and he survived. And he fell from like 100 feet in the sky.
That's true. Well, let's leave it at it's questionable. It's up for debate. Let us know
Let us know
Who
what
you-
you guys think.
who you feel would win.
Because that's a pretty big debate.
It is. Moving on to the news this week. I don't know if this was this week, but apparently this male guinea pig, real life story, okay? This male guinea pig, they separate the males from the females, and somehow one male guinea pig
Okay.
got into like the female guinea pig, like where they keep them,
Uh-huh.
and ended up becoming a father to 400 different litters of guinea pig
What?
because he was able to have babies with each one of them.
He went a little crazy.
He went crazy.
What? One male guinea pig
Yeah.
went into an enclosure with all females and now is the father to 400 baby guinea pigs.
Yeah. He is. He is indeed that.
That is insane.
He is just that guy.
He's him.
He is him. Okay, so I saw this news article, and it's a picture of what the news channel said on the TV. And it
Okay.
said the last words of someone that got stabbed.
Interesting.
And you know what it said?
What'd it say?
The guy said to the person with the knife, "What are you going to do, stab me?"
What? What? Oh my god.
I don't understand. Like, it's not funny, but it's just
That's
so
pretty funny.
It's so ironic, you know? I'm
The-
pretty sure the guy survived, though. The guy that got stabbed.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
but it's just...
So the guy had a knife standing in front of him. And the guy on the receiving end said, "What are you going to do, stab me?"
And the guy did.
And he saw that he has a knife.
I don't know how true this is. I saw this other article where it said, man sues McDonald's after eating a Happy Meal and still feeling depressed afterwards.
Stop.
Could that be real?
No way.
But it is a Happy Meal.
That is true. It
Like-
is technically supposed to make you happy.
They
right?
advertise it. There's a smile on the box.
That's true. False advertisement.
false adver- It would be better just to say meal box.
Meal box. Kids
Or-
meal.
Okay. You know? Like, you'll be okay.
It should be, or they could put Happy Meal, right? But not what you think in the fine print. You know what I mean?
Or Happy Meal, but also depending on how you're really feeling.
Yes. That's what needs to be said. I can't believe they actually sued.
Yeah. Speaking of suing, there's this other article I read, okay?
Okay.
This man sued himself. So this guy in Kentucky threw a boomerang, right? It came back and hit him.
Are you kidding me?
All I know is he ended up making $2 million. And he hurt himself, but his insurance pays himself back for suing himself.
Wait a second. Did this guy just figure out the loophole to life?
I don't know. I don't think it works. I think there must have been some crazy circumstance where it worked, but there's no way that this works.
He hit himself with a boomerang, something that's supposed to come back to you, and sued himself because he threw it
Yeah.
and it hit him. And he ended up getting $2 million for throwing a boomerang and hitting himself with the boomerang that he threw.
Yeah, but you got to remember, not everything you hear on the news is real.
That's
You
true.
You know what I
but
mean?
if that is real, that is insane.
Who knows? So I read this other article, and this lady in Colorado, okay, this 44-year-old lady, went to jail because she stabbed her husband with a squirrel. So
Wait, a squirrel?
yes, hear me out here. So it was Christmas Eve, and apparently the wife wanted some beer. So she told her husband, like, hey, go to the store, like, get us some beer. He goes to the store is closed.
Okay.
So he comes back like, hey, it's Christmas Eve, the store is closed.
yeah.
And she gets so upset with him. Like, why'd you come back empty-handed? Like, I asked you to get beer, like, you didn't get it. And they go back and forth, they're arguing. All of a sudden, she grabs a ceramic squirrel, stabs him with it. Yeah, seriously. Ceramic squirrel. Who would have thought? Not me.
She grabbed a ceramic squirrel, out of all things to grab, and stabbed them with that.
Yeah.
How do you even stab with a ceramic squirrel?
Well, I don't know, but it's ceramic, right? So
Right. I know. It's
Well, think
hard
about this.
material.
If you could stab a lot of things, with enough force.
That's true. Ooh, that's true.
Yeah. So she had a bail of $10,000,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know if she got bailed out or not, but she went to jail for it.
I would not bail that person out.
No, she might get a ceramic skunk and do something with you.
Yeah, her ceramic, whatever.
I saw this other article about this hiker. Okay, so this hiker was hiking and he got lost. So
Uh-huh.
for 24 hours, he's lost. He doesn't know where to go. He has to get help, so he calls like, "Hey, like I need help. I'm stuck out here. Like
Yeah.
I need like a search team to help me."
Right.
So he like hangs up, can't get a hold of whoever it was, right? And all of a sudden, his phone starts ringing, right?
Okay.
He looks at the number and he goes, "I don't recognize the number." So he sends it to voicemail, right?
Uh-huh.
The phone keeps ringing. He doesn't recognize the number. He just lets it go. This whole time, that number that was calling him was actually the search and rescue team trying to find him.
Are you kidding
Yeah. So
me?
this guy went for like, I don't know if it was for days, but he was like getting all these calls. He's like, "Dude, this is not the number I called. Like, and I'm lost."
He called for search and rescue, got the call from search and rescue, said, "Oh, I don't know this number. They're not in my contacts list."
Well,
Voicemail.
Yeah, what's bad is the guy was lost, right? And he's calling for help. And you would think at that point, any phone call that you got, you would just answer and be like, "Look, I don't know who you are, but I need help.
Right.
Like, this is where I'm at. Like, call whoever it is. Even if it's like a telemarketer, you'd be like, dude, help me."
Yeah.
You just take the call.
What is this guy's deal?
This is a true story. The guy he's like the moral of the story is always answer your phone when you're lost.
Did they end up finding him?
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy's alive to tell the story. But
Okay.
I'm sure he feels really stupid.
I'd feel really stupid.
I know. And I feel very embarrassed for him. So moving on, let's talk about some Marvel.
Ooh.
Marvel, if you guys don't know who Corridor Digital is, they're amazing VFX artists on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we've all saw it. Everyone saw the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse like concept with Tom
Yeah.
Holland. Phenomenal job. What they did was, Across the Spider-Verse, I believe took like, I don't know if it was 10 years. It was a long time to create. But Corridor Digital, what they did was they used AI technology, merging two programs together, and it basically allowed them to replicate the same animation style that Across the Spider-Verse has.
Yeah.
And they were able to show what Tom Holland would look like.
That was crazy.
I know the guy that played the Tom Holland kind of does look like him.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is when they showed like Black Widow, Captain America, Vision, they used all the comic books, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it looks just like what it would look like in the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. That was an insane video.
It was.
Insane.
It was so well done. And it was just amazing that it was just reused footage from other movies.
Yeah.
But one of the Corridor Digital team guys, like the guys from the team, actually played the Tom Holland part. That wasn't Tom
Really?
Holland, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. And they just use AI?
They just used AI.
Oh, wait. Okay. AI. Okay, so
AI.
there was like a interview with Elon Musk, and he's talking
Oh,
about
gosh.
AI.
As he
Okay.
does.
Right. But he said, if you give AI, if you don't even have to make it good or bad. If you give AI a specific goal,
Yeah.
it will not let anything stop it. AI will do anything to reach that goal. Okay, so it will outsmart anything that gets in its way just to reach that goal, no matter what the goal is. It could be like a super good goal, right? Super positive,
Yeah.
but it will not let anything stop it. If there's an obstacle, it's going to do anything it can to get around it.
So I guess what you're trying to say is like if the AI's goal was to kill someone or the AI's goal is to corrupt somebody, it's not going to stop until it gets it done.
Right.
That's really scary.
Yeah.
Especially with these robots and like drones and killer drones and stuff. Like if the AI's job is to kill, the thing's not going to stop until it kills you.
Exactly.
Also, what's crazy about Marvel is like there's a rumor that Kevin Feige talked this week about how Secret Wars, he wants to have every major character that's been seen in a Marvel film. We're talking back in the 90s, like to be in Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, the X-Men, Hugh Jackman obviously is coming back, but X-Men, Daredevil, like the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Blade.
Secret Wars is going to be something different. I
Yeah.
don't know how it's going to happen and what's going to be going on, but it's going to be life-changing.
Yeah. I mean, I hope they make the movie like 4 hours long.
They have to. How long was Endgame? Like 3 hours something? I forgot.
I believe it's only 3 hours and 5.
Okay.
It barely made the 3 hour mark, I believe.
See, now Secret Wars, that's bringing everyone back.
Yeah.
Everyone.
everyone.
So you just gotta make it 4 hours, man.
Yeah, you got to do it, right, Cap? Right? We know this guy's gonna be in it.
Oh yeah.
Sorry for everyone that's listening. I pulled out the sword on Deadpool's back.
Okay, wait.
Oh,
There was some crazy news that I saw this week.
okay.
Steve Jobs,
Yeah.
they actually sold something that he owned recently.
What was it?
They sold the Birkenstocks that he would wear when he just started making Apple.
Is that so? It's shoes.
Yeah, like the little like they look like people call them Jesus sandals,
Oh, okay.
right?
Got it.
They sold. I want you to guess how much they sold for. They sold them at an auction. His worn Birkenstocks during the time where he was starting Apple.
I know his business card sold for like $50,000.
Right.
So if his business card, which was a little piece of paper, was worth 50,000, I'm sure like his shoes should be worth 100, a little more.
$218,000.
218,000.
Yes.
What?
They sold them at an auction for $218,000.
You know how many shoes that guy probably owned?
Right?
Wait, so what's so special about those shoes? He had probably wore other shoes like during his time.
Right, but they're saying like since they were worn and it was during the time of him creating Apple, it's like very monumental.
I'm pretty sure he wore other shoes while creating Apple.
He definitely did.
But you know, good for you if you bought the $218,000 slippers. I'm glad that you have a piece of him. But man, you got to have a lot of money to drop $218,000 on some slippers.
Yeah. Also, some more news. There's this lady that has an all bug diet. All bug insects,
Okay,
things
so
that crawl.
I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it when you said an all bug diet.
Right.
Why does she do it?
She thinks society's declining.
Okay,
Okay, so she's saying that insects will become the next best thing to eat.
so what? She just grabs bugs off the ground and eats it?
No. So she has like cooked bugs.
Oh, because that makes it better.
Yeah, so what she does is like she'll put like crickets in her salad or something, or like
Get some fiber, some
if
crunch.
she has fruit,
Yeah.
she'll put like the mealworms on it. You know what I'm talking
But
about?
why?
I don't know.
I don't understand what's the point of
She
that.
also makes bug cookies.
Okay.
She sprinkles like bug powder.
But what I don't understand is if she's already like if she's eating other things,
Mhm.
it's like, are you really helping the environment? You're just, if anything, you're hurting it because you're killing more bugs.
Yeah. I mean, she says that, crickets taste like chicken, smell like popcorn.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Wow.
So, maybe it's not a bad idea.
I would love to try it. I've tried the crickets before, like from like Urban Outfitters, they sell it and stuff. But I would never say that it would taste like chicken.
I don't know. That's just how she's living her life.
Nice. All right. Well, this podcast is only getting started. We have a lot of things to talk about.
Oh yeah.
I hope so. Or this podcast is gonna be real quick.
Oh yeah.
So let's get into it. Like we're gonna talk about some crazy stuff now.
Crazy stuff.
I hope.
Don't worry, it's crazy.
Oh, you got some crazy
It's
stuff?
crazy.
Okay, so moving on. Last week I talked about like this game, a word association game. Basically, I say a name, you're supposed to say a name.
That I think of when I hear that name.
Right. And like the first initial name as fast as you can. Like
Okay.
these got to go quick. It's not supposed to be like, let me think about it. Like you
Right.
got to move fast.
Okay.
So I thought we'd do it again. And I would like to see like if other people have like the same like association with names as you. So comment like if you have the same name or if you have a totally different name. Let's see how this plays out.
Okay.
So I'm going to say a name to you. And whatever name comes to your mind first when you hear that name, you have to say it as fast as you can.
Okay.
So the first name is Joe.
Joe knows.
Spencer.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Will.
Byers.
Kevin.
Hart.
Betty.
What's that? What's that? Betty White.
Hannah.
Hannah Montana.
Amy.
Amy. I don't know an Amy. Amy.
You lost. Move on. Michael.
Michelangelo.
Emily.
Blunt.
Olivia.
Olivia Wilde.
David.
David.
Jake.
Jake Paul.
All right. You failed.
Yeah.
So let us know what you got, like what names you associate with those names. And let's see if you actually did better than Daniel.
Some of those are hard.
Are you serious?
Dude, yeah, those are hard.
I guess they are in the moment. It's like one of those things where you get put on the spot and all of a sudden like you freeze.
Yeah.
But when you hear the name, it's like pretty common name. There's like a lot of celebrities with these names.
All right, I guess another week I just failed. Maybe next week I'll make a comeback.
Yeah, hopefully go research some names and then you'll be back next week.
Okay, so moving on from that, this week I was researching like what are the worst punishments that have ever gone on in history.
Gosh, I feel like there's some really messed up stuff. Like when you look back in like like the medieval times,
Yeah.
some of those weapons they had is like, what? How do you even think of that?
Yeah, so there was this thing called the Brazen Bull, and it was considered one of the worst punishments in history ever.
What does a Brazen Bull even look like?
So during the time of ancient Greece, they made this bronze bull. It was a life-size bull, and they had a little hole in the side. And if someone did something wrong, they would stick a human inside this big bull and close the door. And then someone would light a fire under the bull and basically cook the human alive. But what's even crazier, inside of the bull, they put a horn in there. So when the person is like screaming from all the pain, the horn will turn their screams to make it sound like a real life bull.
I just can't believe someone would even think of such a thing.
Yeah, and they purposely made it so the bull will have 2 holes in the nose. So when the person is burning, the smoke coming out of the bull looks like an actual bull blowing smoke out of its nose. And they actually put like incense in the nose to make it smell better so you don't have to smell the human burning.
Wow, they really thought of like every way, huh? To make it more normal.
That is so psychotic.
That is crazy.
That's insane. They're burning the person alive, okay? They took the time to make a horn inside the bull so it sounds like an actual bull when they're screaming.
Do you know like what kind of person would get thrown in the bull? Like why would you get that punishment?
I don't know, man. I'm assuming
Maybe it was for like animal cruelty towards bulls.
maybe.
You know what? You mess with the bull?
You get the bull.
Yeah. You get
Not-
the bull.
You don't get the horns, you get the bull.
You get the bull. No, you get in the bull. Okay, so moving on. I had this weird thought. I was thinking about like our last name, and it's a very rare last name. You don't see too many people have a moto.
Yeah, I've never met anyone with a moto.
And I started thinking like that I have some friends that have a lot of the same last names, right?
Right.
Like there's a lot of common last names that we all have a friend with the last name, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to say like I don't know. I don't want to be like generalizing everybody.
But there's a lot of common ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of common ones.
Yeah.
But do you know what is the most common last names in the United States?
It's going to be interesting to see how many people we know have these last names.
Yeah, so a bunch of research was done about people that are living and people that are deceased, and they found like the census report of the most common last names people have and the most rare last names people have.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, so starting in 10th place is Martinez with 1,060,000 people have this last name. In 9th place is Rodriguez with 1,094,000 people. In 8th place is Davis with 1,116,000 people having that last name. In 7th place is Miller with 1,161,000 people. In 6th place is Garcia with 1,166,000 people. In 5th place is Jones with 1,425,000 people. In 4th place is Brown with 1,437,000 people. In 3rd place is Williams with 1,625,000 people. And in 2nd place is Johnson with 1,932,000. And in 1st place, the most common last name in the United States is Smith with 2,442,000 people having that last name.
Okay, I feel like I know a lot of people with those last names.
It will be really interesting to see how many people that have these last names see this video.
There's got to be a lot.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see like how many people see it with these last names because it's inevitable, right? Like when you have that many people with that last
Yeah.
name,
That's a lot.
at least one person's got to see it, right? Come on. One Smith out there. Comment if you have one of the last names that we mentioned and let us know if it really is rare.
I mean, I feel like I know at least one person with every single last name you named.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we should do word association with those. Okay, so moving on. I went down this rabbit hole after I saw the rarest, most common last names. I started thinking about like, what is some other common rare things?
Uh-huh.
So do you know the most common dreams that everybody has?
No.
Okay, so research was done where they studied thousands of people and they analyzed their dreams and had them write out all the dreams that they could remember. And they found that so many people actually have the same dreams.
Okay, that's kind of trippy.
Yeah, so I'll tell you like the most common dreams first, and then I'll tell you like the most rare dreams to see like if your mind is actually considered rare.
Okay.
So in 10th place, 98% of people have a dream about someone they know. In 9th place, 85% of people have a dream about kissing their crush. In 8th place, 53% of people had a dream about falling down. In 7th place, 29% of people had a dream about dying. In 6th place, 20% of people had a dream about failing a test. In 5th place, 13% of people had a dream where their spouse was cheating on them. In 4th place, 11.6% of people have a dream about losing a foot.
Okay, I for sure had that one.
Okay, so in 3rd place, only 9% of people had this dream about drowning. In 2nd place, only 2% of people had a dream about being accused of a murder they did not commit. And finally, the rarest dream they found that people have is getting married to a complete stranger. And only 1% of people have experienced that dream.
Okay, I wonder what other weird dreams are out there.
Yeah, there's got to be some like weird ones. Because you got to remember, like, everyone has their own individual life.
Right.
But what's weird is that they're able to find that we all have similar dreams.
Yeah, that's weird.
But I'm sure there's some ones that are like, dude, where did that even come from?
Right.
Like, I got killed by a guitar string or something, you know, like something totally random.
Where did that come
I don't know. I saw the guitar over there.
I was like, dang, did you have this one? Okay, so I know you went down like this rabbit hole, but I went down a rabbit hole.
We're all going through the
We're all
rabbit hole.
going rabbit holes.
It's all like Neo from the Matrix. We're chasing the rabbit.
So I was looking up, like, what are the weirdest services that you could buy on the dark web?
I don't think you could even share, even if you know what the weirdest things are. Because, like, the services on the dark web, there's some, like, crazy stuff on there, isn't there? And I don't even know how you go about searching that either.
So I'm going to tell you one of the craziest services you could buy on the dark web.
It's got to be so crazy. I don't even know if we want to know this.
So my friend showed me this video, and apparently on the dark web, there's a website called Get Gnomed. And on this website, you pay the people on the website, and you give them like a home address or any address, and they'll go to that address and fill the entire front lawn with garden gnomes, like just garden gnomes filling the lawn.
Are you serious? That's actually a thing?
Yeah, and what's crazy is on the website, they actually say they will find a way to put gnomes inside the person's house if you want them to. Or they'll put like a bunch of gnomes in their yard that's filled with poop.
Could you imagine getting back at someone like, I'm going to gnome you?
Okay, it might be a scam, but we'll never know unless someone tries.
All I know is that gnome stock prices just went through the roof.
That's crazy though. Imagine just coming home to your house and the entire front of your house is filled with lawn gnomes.
Nice. I mean, I think it's a funny prank.
Yeah.
Especially if like the friend's like okay with you.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do that.
I mean, do you know what gnoming is?
No.
So like back then, people would find houses with garden gnomes.
Yeah.
And they would steal their garden gnome and go on a vacation, right?
Yeah.
And they would take pictures with the gnome and send it as postcards back to the house they stole it from.
Oh, how weird.
Right?
Is that why, like, you know, Travelocity?
Uh-huh.
They have like the mascots and the
It's
gnome.
the gnome.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I never understood that. I thought that was like the randomest thing. Like, why do you have a gnome as your mascot?
Right. It's because people used to take people's gnomes and go on vacation and then send them the postcards. But then
Oh,
they would
that's
come home
crazy.
and put the gnome back one day.
Wow. So it was like kind of like a harmless prank.
Yeah.
We should bring it back.
There was a gnome that went to like 12 different countries and they brought him back.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder how long that took him.
I know, right?
The gnome saw the world. He's the rarest gnome. If this video gets 3,000 likes, we'll go gnome someone and we'll film it. We'll film like we'll go gnome like a TikToker or somebody. We'll give him a gnome, right? And then we'll steal it back, and then we'll be like, "Hey, like, how's the gnome doing?" And they're like scram like,
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know where it went."
And then we're just sending them postcards with the gnome.
Okay, so moving on. Gotta do some theory
Theory
time. Okay, so we all love The Incredibles. It's one of the best movies. I was about to say shows. It's not a show yet, but it might be a show on Disney Plus one day. But yeah, it's one of the best movies. Definitely one of the best Pixar movies. I just know that we've done a lot of talking about The Incredibles.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not going to try to do anything bad, but this could ruin The Incredibles again.
It's going to ruin it again.
Actually, you know, I don't know if this is that bad.
Really?
So there's this theory that Syndrome from The Incredibles actually had superpowers the entire time and no one noticed.
How?
So we all remember Syndrome as a little boy. He was neglected by Mr. Incredible. He was neglected by his parents. But what if I told you that Syndrome's parents were actually superheroes just like Mr. Incredible?
Wait, who were his parents?
So Mr. Incredible actually worked closely with his parents. And just like we saw like in the beginning of the movie, Mr. Incredible tells the police officer, make sure Buddy's mom knows about what he did. Because Mr. Incredible knows the mom personally. And when you watch the second disc of the DVD of The Incredibles, panels, like the bonus features, there's actual evidence pointing to Psychwave and the Universal Man being Syndrome's parents.
What?
So this is where the theory comes in. There's a theory that Syndrome actually had his mom's powers and he turned evil because no one gave him attention and neglected him.
What were his mom's powers?
So Psychwave had psychological powers and great intelligence, which we see Syndrome does have. And he also has telekinetic gloves, like matter shifting gloves, just like his dad's powers from the Universal Man. And the island that Syndrome now owns actually belonged to Psychwave and the Universal Man before it was given to Syndrome. That's even more evidence why Syndrome would have the island now. And Syndrome uses his psychological powers and his intelligence to make crazy weapons, and he's able to control all his guards, like his henchmen. And this is why when we see all the heroes that Syndrome killed, the first two people he killed was actually his parents.
It would make sense that he would have powers.
Yeah, and there's also another crazy theory about Mirage and how she's not actually real, like within the movie.
How is she not real?
Okay, so when you think about it, right, Mirage, the name Mirage actually means illusion and fantasy. So like, as we see, Syndrome makes AI robots, right? That it has like a mind of its own. It actually has emotions. As we see like the AI robot, the Omni Droid, when it's fighting Mr. Incredible and he can't beat him, he starts trying to get really upset. Like he has like feelings, as if he is feeling like the frustration of failing. So what if Syndrome actually designed Mirage as like an AI robot that will be used to recruit superheroes, just like how she recruited Mr. Incredible, and he could use her to like talk to the government without being like suspicious, and she could look like a normal person.
Oh, that's kind of trippy.
Isn't it? Because he has the technology.
Yeah, 100% he does. Whoa, that's weird.
And I mean, there's a reason why they called her Mirage.
Right. She's like a fantasy / illusion. It's the illusion of being a real person.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So what is the truth, Mirage?
Dude, that's sketchy. Okay, so on to the next thing. I think we need to talk about some scary stuff. We need to do some creepy, scary stories.
Creepy, scary stories. In my head, I was like, wait, I had to think about that. I was like, creepy, scary stories.
So it is said that people should never play the game called Charlotte's Web.
Like the book, Charlotte's Web, with like the pig and the spider?
No, so on Reddit, there's a game called Charlotte's Web, and people play this game at like each other's houses, but it's considered one of the most dangerous games to play.
How would it be considered dangerous?
So what you need is 2 chairs, 1 table, 1 flashlight, and 1 toy. And you also need to be in a room with no windows and the lights completely shut off. And you have to place the 2 chairs in front of the table, and you have to place the mirror in front of the chairs so you see yourself in the mirror. And then you place the toy you have on the table behind the chairs, and you sit down in the chairs with your friend, and you both say at the same time, "We want to play Charlotte's Web."
Okay.
Now, by only using the reflection in the mirror, you have to see if the toy behind you on the table is still there or if it's gone. And if it's gone, that's actually a good thing, because that means Charlotte liked the toy and she was pleased with it. But if the toy is still on the table, that's actually really bad, because that means Charlotte was displeased with the toy and she didn't like it, so she starts throwing a temper tantrum. And the only way to end the game is that you both have to say goodbye, Charlotte, at the same exact time.
Okay, I'm not going to mess with any of this. That's just too real. That's too freaky.
It's freaky, man. I don't even know.
That's
It's
so weird.
Freaky.
Oh my gosh. Who would even do such a thing? Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I
Don't
don't-
do it.
We don't mess with that. Don't do it.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Okay, so on to the next like scary story. If you ever see a Furby in a random spot, you should never pick it up.
Like the toy Furby?
Yeah, so there's a legend that you should never pick up an abandoned Furby, because one day 2 kids found a Furby in the woods outside their grandparents' house, and it was super dirty and super beat up, so they decided to take it home and clean it. But after cleaning it, they noticed it had red eyes, which was super unusual, so they decided to put batteries in it. And once they put batteries in it, it started speaking like how a Furby does. Like, you don't really know what it's saying.
Right, it always used to make some kind of weird sound.
Yeah, but right after this, it then started to speak English, and it was only repeating the phrase, "Put me back."
What?
Yeah, then the grandma came into the room and asked them where they got the Furby. And when she found out it was from the woods, she took it and ran it back out into the woods. And she told the kids that a little girl went missing in their area years ago. And the parents put the Furby out in the woods to see if it would help her find her way back home.
I hated Furbies before you said this story, but now I even hate them even more.
Dude, Furbies are scary.
They're horrible. They're horrible creations.
Okay, I just know stories of Furbies, okay? And they would just start talking randomly.
I know, because wasn't that one of the evil toys we talked about?
Yeah.
They have had some weird things.
They've had some weird things going on. Them Furbies, man.
All right, so moving on. This next part of the podcast is called Whose Side Are You On?, where we talk about a real life story where Leia is going to say one side of the story and there's another side of the story. And we have to figure out if the person's right or wrong. So here comes Leia. This is Whose Side Are You On?
Whose side are you on? Is the writer wrong or right? Am I wrong for installing cameras without telling my housemates?
Ooh.
I, female 20, lived in a shared house with 3 other girls. I will call them Sarah, Kate, and Zoe. Kate is friends with Zoe, and the rest of us aren't really friends. Whilst I'm on okay terms with Sarah and Zoe, I've never really liked Kate, though.
Oh, Kate.
We have shared a fridge where we have a shelf for each of our stuff. I have noticed that my food and milk constantly go missing.
It's Santa.
I see multiple times a week that a large portion of my food and milk is gone. It's unbelievably frustrating and also very time consuming and expensive having to buy and cook new food. I always believed it was Kate because 1, she's awake late in the night, 1 to 4 a.m. I am asleep then, and I tend to notice my stuff is missing in the morning. 2, I have asked all of them about it. Sarah and Zoe both deny taking my stuff, but Kate gets all defensive and says I shouldn't accuse her when I have no proof. I was complaining about it to my friend, and he said he was in a similar situation, and he got a fridge camera. I thought this was a great idea. So I got one, placed it discreetly inside the fridge, and decided to wait a week.
That is petty.
That's really creepy, actually. Sure enough, it was Kate, raiding my food daily. I confronted her about it because now I had proof. I showed her the footage, told her to never do it again, and that she should repay me for what she took. She went ballistic. She said, how dare I put a camera in a shared kitchen without asking others first, and how it's so invasive to record others in their own home. I explained the camera only recorded the inside of the fridge, not the whole kitchen, but she didn't care. She has since said she'll never be able to feel safe in her own home again. Zoe has sided with her, and they're both calling me out and saying I should have asked everyone first, even though this would have defeated the whole purpose. I had said none of this would happen if Kate hadn't been stealing my food and lying about it. Sarah has taken my side, so it's pretty tense in the house at the moment. Whose side are you on?
Well,
Gosh.
I feel like she should probably just have said, like, look, I'm putting a camera in there. Then
Yeah.
if you guys aren't fessing up to who's doing it, but you should just tell them. Like,
Yeah.
look, I'm doing this. Maybe that even in itself would have deterred them from not
Yeah,
from
like
stealing.
intimidated them. You know,
Right.
to be like, oh shoot, I cannot.
So
eat
I
somebody's
feel
stuff.
like the writer's kind of wrong.
Yeah. I feel like that's definitely invasion of privacy. Like, I get it. It's not like in the bedroom or whatever, but still, like, without telling somebody and then, like, you're putting it's basically spying, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sorry, writer. You're in the wrong.
You win the wrong, and you should do better.
Do better.
Buy some more Oreos. You're fine.
Whose side are you on? Is the writer wrong or right? Am I wrong for canceling my daughter's date?
Yikes.
Whew. FYI, I am a single dad and have been for 11 years. Her mom essentially just ran out on us. My daughter Victoria is 14 and she's a great kid, makes me a proud dad. But as the teen years have arrived, we've certainly had our fair share of disagreements over grades and clothes mainly. Unfortunately, she's interested in boys now, and they're interested in her. God, if you're listening, send help. Normally, when she says she has a date, I'm fine. I meet the kid, they go on their way. That's kind of my rule. I don't do some goofy, if you don't have my daughter home at 9 on the nose, I'm coming hunting for you. Big scary dad speech. I want to just meet the kid so I could put a face to the name. A few days ago, she said a guy named Vince asked her out. Fine. Well, Friday night came, and I get told from Victoria that, oh, he's not good at talking to parents, and he doesn't like to do it. Sarcastically, red flag. Sarcastically, I said that I loved hearing that, and that I was at ease hearing that a guy actively avoids parents. She's got a PhD in sarcasm, so I received an eye roll. I said he could use tonight as practice for talking to parents. She said that he doesn't have to do anything he doesn't want to. I said, if he's not meeting me, she's not going on the date. I got a foot stomp and a that's not fair. I told her I wasn't being overbearing, just wanting to meet the kid. She told me she was going to do what she wanted. I told her to text this guy that the date was off and go to her room. She started crying, sent her text, told me she hated me, went to her room, and slammed the door a few times. Was I wrong? Whose side do you want?
Yikes. Another yikes.
I know.
So who do you feel is right?
I think the dad's right. I mean, shoot, you know, like if a guy wants to take, like, let's say I had a daughter, right?
Yeah.
And a guy wants to take her on a date. Yeah, me and the dad, right? We're gonna meet the guy, regardless of whether he is bad at talking to parents or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I don't think it's kind of like a red flag too. Like if
Yeah.
you're dating somebody and the guy tells you like, I don't talk to parents, like, dude, do you want to date me?
First of all, that's so disrespectful. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
But like, if you care enough, you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
yeah, let me meet.
Yeah. If you care enough about like whoever it is that you're dating, right? You're gonna want to meet the parents. You're gonna want to be in good terms with the parents. So just do
Just do it.
it.
Just like a little high and a little bye, you know?
Yeah. So Dad, you ain't wrong.
You ain't wrong. Good job.
All right, here's a good one. Whose side are you on? Am I wrong for breaking up with my girlfriend of 2.5 years and canceling our vacation because of a teddy bear?
Whoa. That I was like not expecting that.
Me, 27 male, and my girlfriend, 25 female, are planning a vacation. We recently got into an argument about the vacation. We have already planned our trip and paid for it. We are not rich by any means. We are middle class and take trips once every 3 years. She recently brought up that she would like to bring Anna, 25 female, her friend along. I told her that it was fine, but her friend had to pay her part of the trip. A week before the trip, Anna said that she couldn't pay for all of it. I told her that she couldn't come on the trip if she didn't pay. My girlfriend offered to pay for Anna's part. I told my girlfriend that we simply couldn't afford Anna's part of the trip. This led to a huge argument. She ended up tearing up my teddy bear that my dad had given me at birth. My
What?
dad passed away 3 years ago.
Oh gosh.
I blew up on my girlfriend and ended things right there. I told her that she had the rest of the day to get out of the house. That bear meant everything to me. My girlfriend's parents are now texting me saying that this is ridiculous that I ended things because of a teddy bear. Was I wrong? Whose
No.
side are you on?
You're not wrong.
Absolutely not.
And that girl better get fixing that bear.
I know.
That's
I mean,
screwed up.
I mean, she probably wouldn't. She probably knew too, like what that bear meant to him.
Yeah, because if you see a guy with a teddy bear at 25 years old,
know.
you're gonna be like, "What's up with that teddy bear?"
There's got to be a story behind this.
Yeah, you would hope so.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude. That sucks.
I know. I feel so bad.
He's a horrible person.
Ugh. Insensitive. Rude. What else?
Go
Whatever
break
you
her
wanna say.
teddy bear now. I'm joking. Don't do that. You're not wrong though.
No.
But
Yeah.
2 wrongs don't make a right, except in math. 2 negatives equals a positive. You ever think about that?
You are right.
Math.
All right. Whose side are you on? Is the writer wrong or right? Am I wrong for writing something in my journal to expose that my wife was reading it? Uh-oh.
What?
I am male 29 and my wife is female 28. She is 5 months pregnant. I have a journal that I write in occasionally. My wife knows I have one and I have told her it's private. I don't have any big secrets, but it's a private space for me to think and write out some thoughts and give me time to think. A week ago, I started to suspect that my wife was reading my journal. I had written that it would be nice to see a friend again because we hadn't seen each other in over 2 years. The next day, my wife asked me about how that friend was doing and if we were planning on meeting up at any time. I found that a bit coincidental, and then I started thinking back on some other coincidences, such as my wife getting me something relatively obscure for my birthday that I had written about. I wanted to be absolutely sure, so last night I wrote a fake thought that my wife was gaining too much weight in pregnancy and becoming unattractive. She's not, she's fit and fine. That sounds harsh.
Oh my gosh.
And I never had said or implied or something my wife would just ignore. Well, today I went out to get groceries and came home to my wife crying. I asked her why, and she said she can't believe I thought she was overweight and unattractive. I asked her where she heard that, and she threw my journal at me.
Oh my gosh.
I asked her why she was reading my journal that she knew was private. She said, "That's not the point. The problem is what I wrote." I told her the whole point was for me to catch her reading it, and now I know she does. She called me out and said names and said I needed to apologize. By this time, I was pretty mad, so I said I will never apologize for anything I wrote in my journal, and she needs to realize that she is the only one who did something wrong. Otherwise, we have bigger problems in our relationship. She wanted me to leave the house, but I refused, so she's staying at her sister's now. Am I committed to holding my line and not compromising? But I'm still so angry, so I don't know. Was I wrong? Whose side are you on?
Well, I feel like he's kind of a coward for
Yeah.
resorting to that. Like, if you really wanted, why don't you just put a camera or something? You know, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why do you got to do it such like a weasel way?
Or like you don't have to write that. Like, I mean, he took it way too far with the comments that he wrote. Like
Yeah.
the statements that he wrote. Like, you cannot do that.
Yeah, like why don't you just say like I don't like when my wife wears her shoes this way. Like you know what I mean? Like you could have done something more simple.
less
Like
harmful.
yeah,
And,
I don't like when she wears her bracelet on her wrist.
Yeah, don't attack her for her body weight, even
Yeah.
though you're claiming that it's like false. You know, like come on.
Yeah,
Don't
you
do
shouldn't
that, dude.
ever like
Yeah.
that was so wrong to like judge her on her appearance.
Yeah. Like I get it, the whole privacy thing, but you don't gotta go that far.
You're wrong,
Yeah,
dude.
you're wrong.
All right, Leia. Thank you for coming.
Yay!
Bye bye.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the podcast. We'll see you guys tomorrow on TikTok, and we'll see you guys next week, Saturday, on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify.
See you on the TikTok.
God bless you guys. See ya.
Love ya.